Now recording. Okay. Okay. I share this screen. Yes, it's already. Okay, now over here in in your phone you have already the two assignments. Who sent me a shot? Hold on, hold on. Pretend she has arrived. Where are you? Here it is. Got it. Okay, now over here now. Let's talk real quick about this discussion. Now, there is a statement. This is the statement that this guy mentioned in his presentation. He talks about teenager economics. He talks about his life and his experience. So you have to listen to what he got to say. He has to say about economics and the way he sees it. Okay. Now, over there, he mentioned this. He states this. He quote this. Economics explains every decision we make. Now you have to, after you watch the video, it's going to give you some evidence, some information that it really support this statement. So I want you to write what you understand, if it's, yes, it is true, this is a fact. And you have to support your answer, okay? That's the idea of this discussion section. Now at the bottom of this section, there is a button. Then you click over there and then you're gonna write over there your answer regarding this statement. And then the same answer, write it in your notebook. Keep it in your notebook, write it in your notebook. Why? Because I see you on Thursday. So on Thursday, everybody needs to talk. Everybody's going to give his or her point of view regarding this statement and you have to support it. Everybody's going to talk during this. At least you need at least 1 minute. At least 1 minute or half a minute to express your opinion or your ideas or your thoughts or your comments or you support the idea, this idea supported, okay? In that 40 seconds or 30 seconds, something like that, okay? No more than that. I mean, at least 50 seconds, no more than 50 seconds. That's the opportunity for you to talk and everybody's going to be listening and paying attention. Then while you are listening to your friend, you have to say, okay, I like the way he expressed this opinion about this statement. Okay, I'm gonna use his opinion or her opinion. Then you're gonna take some notes in your notebook. You take some notes. So we're gonna see again next day on Friday. Why? Because it's gonna be on Thursday. So on Friday, you have selected already 2 of your peers' comments. And then you're gonna go to Google and then try to bring more evidence in order to support the opinions about what your friend talks in his opinion. Okay, you have that advantage. So you can go to internet and try to find more information that need to support his or her point of view. I'm talking about your friends, the one that you selected to make comment on, and try to enrich the comments of your friends. Okay, that's the idea. I don't want you to destroy them and say, no, he was wrong. Maybe you could say something, okay, what he tried to say is this and this and this, and he talks about this example. I don't think he was quite his example is not quite as clear. It wasn't as clear as I think he wanted to be. So I think what he tried to say is this and this and this and this and this and this and this. Okay, so I need you to see that you really were paying attention and you really really learn about this subject, okay? Because I want you to see that you need to all the knowledge that you have about economics, you can translate it into real life, because that's the part. Everything in real life has to be with economics. Opportunity choice, the opportunity cost benefits, the factor of production, all these terms. Scarcity has to be scarcity is gonna be chasing us our whole life. Why scarcity? Remember, scarcity is escasez. We also, and also remember, our resources are always limited. Nosotros no somos millonarios y siempre we need to learn how to organize our financials. Okay, so that's why we need to learn. We need to aware of that. We need to know how to, that your parents are doing, how to manage their financial or your financials or the money that you earn. Okay, that's the idea. So this is all the information that you have to understand for those 2 days. Remember, the first day everybody needs to talk and you're going to take some notes about your friends. Now on Friday you are going to make comments about the 2 friends that you wanted to make comments on. Okay, are we clear? Yes, teacher, we're clear. Excellent. That was the purpose of explaining everything. And then the other activity is this one, economic final project. Remember the history of the economy here in Panama. Remember, I'm gonna use our rubric, and this is the document that you need to read in order to get all the information the proper way, the way the teacher asks you to obtain or to research. Okay, the history of economics here in Panama. These are all the sections. Remember, the content needs to be no more than 5 pages. You could write more than like 10 pages. I don't want you to summarize all the information in only 5 pages. Conclusion, at least 3 conclusions. Biography, glossary, no more than 10. If you find only 5, then write those 5 with the meanings, okay? Introduction also, remember, is a real brief information about what you are going to talk about in your document, in this section, the content, okay? Clear, guys. I hope you accomplish this goal, okay? That is going to be, it's not gonna be on Wednesday 10, it's gonna be on Wednesday, week number 11. Wednesday, no, it's not Wednesday, it's Thursday, I think it's 18, let me see, it's 18 or 17, yeah, it's 18, Thursday, jueves 18, yes, jueves 18, okay, guys. Anyway, just in case if you have any doubt, any comments, any questions, you can go to Neo platform and then write me. If you are not very clear about this section, please what do you want me to do here? Can you give me some hints? Give me some because I need to be clear what you want from this activity. Okay. Right now I'm gonna talk. Let's go right into business. Now over here, let's start with first this one. Over here, we're gonna watch 2 videos that talks about two definitions that you need to be aware of. You need to understand what it means, because I think you have heard these 2 terms in economics.
Microeconomic.
Yeah, the terms are microeconomic. Micro is like microscope. Microscope is like when you see something real small, microscopic things. So microeconomics, it talks about an individual economics. For instance, in the economy of family, the personal economy, or the economy of a school, could be microeconomic. If you talk one specific school among different schools, that is microeconomics. Now, if you want to talk about the whole school here in Panama, then that you're talking about macroeconomic. Micro and macro is the big picture. Yeah, it's the big picture of the economics. Now, sometimes the big picture affect the small picture, and the small picture in this case is microeconomic. Yeah. So let's watch and try to understand the concept of microeconomics and macroeconomics, okay? And then we're gonna talk about the other term that you need to be aware of. The meaning of this, the concept is positive economic and normative economics. That it talks in this document, in the document that you have already, about section 4, economics toolbox. Remember, you have to print out that you have the PDF already. You have to print it out and then read it and study. Why? Because eventually we're going to have a test about this topic. So please don't lose that document, okay? Okay. Now let's begin with microeconomic and macro and microeconomic.
Versus macroeconomics. The study of economics is divided into two major branches, microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomics comes from the Greek word mikros, meaning small. Microeconomics deals with the behavior of individual actors in the economy. It can mean one consumer, one household, one firm, or even one industry. Some questions we aim to answer in microeconomics are: if price of cars go up, what happens to consumer demand? If income levels of people increase, how will demand for meat change? So microeconomics deals with the individual parts of the economy. When you hear microeconomics, think small. Macroeconomics comes from the Greek word makros, meaning big. In macroeconomics, we are interested in the economy as a whole. For example, the country's unemployment rate, changes in prices of goods, or inflation. National income, which is often referred as GDP. Some questions we try to answer in macroeconomics are: what happens if money supply increase? What causes the economy to grow over time? So in a nutshell, macroeconomics studies the economy as a whole. When you hear macroeconomics, think big. And you know what? Microeconomics and macroeconomics are interrelated. To understand macroeconomics, we got to understand microeconomics. For instance, a typical question we ask in macroeconomics is: when interest rates go down, how will GDP change? To answer this question, we need to first understand microeconomics. How will a consumer respond to an interest rate drop? Will consumers start saving less? How will a firm respond to an interest rate drop? Will a firm start investing more? Once we understand the behaviors of individual agents, we can then understand the economy as a whole.
Excellent. Okay, now let's watch a little bit clearer in this concept. Where is this guy?
My name is Benjamin Faust, and I'm here to tell you the difference between macroeconomics and microeconomics. Let's pull apart the word. We have macroeconomics and we have microeconomics. Macro and micro have different meanings. Macro means what? Big or small? Big, very good. Micro means small, very good. So let's take an example from another area of study. How about biology? There's macrobiology and microbiology. So I've drawn a picture of Tusko the elephant here and Glue Bar, the single-celled organism. So who do you think represents macrobiology, Tusko or Glue Bar? If you said Tusko, you are correct, because macro is to do with large things, and we can see Tusko, we can touch him if he's friendly, we can ride him if he's in a circus, and so Tusko is macrobiology. If you're studying elephants, you're studying macrobiology. What about glue bar? Then glue bar has to be microbiology. So it's small, we can't see him unless we get a microscope up and we're looking really close. And so macrobiology, large things, microbiology, small things. So when you relate it back to the economy, if you're talking about a country problem like a country's GDP or trade patterns between countries or what the unemployment rate is doing, you're talking about macroeconomics. If you're talking about decisions that firms have to make or businesses or individuals or specific markets, you're talking about microeconomics. There you go.
There you go.
My name is Benjamin.
Mr. Okay, that's it. Now the other concept that talks here in this last section of this document, the economics toolbox, is this these two concepts. Okay, let's watch first this one.
During summer, the sun shines brightly. More people will wear sunscreen to protect the skin. However, in winter, less people wear sunscreen because it is not hot.
Basically, that is the concept of positive and normative economy. These are these are the definitions. Positive statement, positive economy is you can prove it. You can taste it on statistics. Okay, it's a fact. While normative economics is based on values, what you really should be. Okay, that's the difference between these two concepts, positive and normative. Let me see if there's another one over here. I think this one.
Hi everyone, Dave for Quick Econ. In this video, we're going to look at the difference between positive and normative economics. When speaking about economic hypotheses, the way you phrase your statement is actually a pretty big deal. And in economics, we can broadly define a statement as positive or normative economics. Now, when you think of the phrase positive, you might think of something that's good or something that's true or something that you agree with. That's actually not the case. A positive economic statement is just a simple statement about what is, was, or will be. It's often written in an if-then form. If A happens, then B will follow. Now, this is important because it's written or spoken in a way that allows it to be tested with data. We can use economic data. We can look at the numbers to see if the statement is true or false. And what's important to know is that it's not always true. A positive statement could be a false statement. Normative statements, on the other hand, are values, opinions, or judgments. We ask, do we think this is good or bad? And we can look for phrases like, I think we should do this, we ought to do that, or everyone should do this. It's a statement of opinion that cannot be tested to be true or false. Now, the easiest way to learn about positive versus normative is to just look at a couple of examples. So examine the following statement. On average, people tend to shop at Walmart more after they get a pay raise. Now, you might look at that statement and say, well, that's probably false, and maybe it is, but it's still a positive statement. We can look at people's income data, we can look at shopping data, and we can see, is this statement true or false? Now, the following statement, everyone should shop at Walmart, that's a normative statement. We cannot test that with data. You look at that word and you see should. That's an opinion. We can't prove that true or false. Now, a big pitfall with positive and normative is that we often make the mistake of looking at a normative statement and agreeing with it, and therefore say that it's a positive statement. Look at the following example. Rich people need to pay more taxes. Now, many of you would say, sure, that's true, I agree with that, that's positive economics. But there's some problems with that statement. Number one, the word rich is poorly defined, and also the way it's written, we can't prove or disprove it. Rich people need to pay more taxes. Well, should they? Shouldn't they? Well, we can't prove that. It's normative even though you may agree. Now, if you were to rewrite that statement to say, if families with incomes over $250,000 per year paid higher taxes, overall tax revenues would increase. That is a positive statement. You can look at what happens to tax rates and tax revenues. You can see the relationship over time. It's a statement that you can test with data. Now, in reality, of course, we generally prefer positive statements because we like to see if our hypotheses can be backed up with real-life data and real-life numbers. But normative statements do play a role in society, especially in legislation where we're examining policies with the goals of fairness in mind. And of course, fair is a normative word.
Nice. I think this last one was better than the previous one. I was very clear, explain the term of normative and positive.